You know what, we're just avoiding mud.
Yeah, literally, we're both in our white trainers as well.
Welcome to Lockdown Conversations, episode 4. That's right, we're on episode 4 already. And so far during Lockdown Conversations, we've discussed loads of different stuff. We've discussed about uncertainty during lockdown. We've discussed about mental health. How is your mental health doing during lockdown? And we've also chatted about getting through round 2 of lockdown. What can we do to help us get through this? And as we've drawing to the end of lockdown, I really wanted to talk to you about something else this week. And we've kind of mentioned it throughout all the other weeks, but this week I want to chat to you guys about hope, that there is hope in every single situation. Now, you might have noticed we're in a slightly different setting this week. We are in my house. Yes, I thought we'd switch it up a little bit and do it somewhere else. We'll do it indoors today, and also I don't have to brave the cold. I can stay in my nice warm house. Yeah, so we this week are chatting about hope, and you might think that's a bit of a weird thing, a weird topic of conversation. How can we find hope during this time of lockdown? And many times we think hope is kind of like a wishful thinking sort of thing, like, oh, I hope this situation gets better. I hope the weather is good this week, or I hope that Man United win at the next football game. I don't know what it is. We put our hope in loads of different things. And that sort of hope is not the hope that I'm talking about this week. That sort of hope is kind of wishful thinking, hoping for the best, hoping that, yeah, for the best in life, hoping that it'll all just come through okay, that we'll get through it without too much damage. But I want to talk about a different hope, that actually there is hope in Jesus, that he is a sure hope. He's not something that's just hoping for the best. No, putting your hope in Jesus is a sure, solid hope. He will never fail you. He will never let you down. And so we're going to be exploring this idea of hope during this next lockdown conversations. And throughout every single week I filmed with Gina, Sammy and Mark. At the end of the session, I asked them one question. And I asked them this: what are you hoping for once lockdown is over? Once this is all done, once this pandemic is finished, once there's no more coronavirus, what are you hoping for? What are you dreaming for? Check out what Sammy said when I asked her this question a couple of weeks back. I am back with Sammy. You right, Sammy?
I'm back, dude. I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm good. I'm doing good. After this pandemic is done, what are you hoping for?
Oh, wow. I miss my mommy. I'm hoping that I get to see my mum and just give her like a big old hug, even though she hates hugs. I'm just gonna squeeze her till I can't squeeze her anymore. And
I still need to meet your mum.
You still need to meet my mum. My mum will watch this video and then message me and say, "Oh, that Joseph, he's so kind."
I look forward to meeting her.
And I want to see her too, man. I really miss her. And like, it feels like it's not gonna happen. And I wouldn't put her in a position of danger at the moment because she's like 60 and I just can't turn up there. But I know that one day I'll be able to see her again. And I'm holding on to that. And actually in the Bible, it talks about how all things are possible through God. And I'm believing that. And I guess I'm praying for that moment that I'll be able to see my mum again.
Yes, thank you, Sammy. And what she said was really good, actually, that she can't wait to see family, and I cannot wait to see family too. Like, just other day, just trying to figure out about Christmas after the government announcement about what's going to happen this Christmas. It's like, do I see this side of the family or another side of the family? What are we going to do? I just can't wait until all this is over and I can just see as many family members as I want. I can't wait for that. And something Sammy also said is really important. She talked about how all things are possible with God. And it actually says that in the Bible, all things are possible with God. And so for me, when I look at all these chaotic situations that we're in, all this kind of craziness, I know that all things are possible with God. So I can hope for the future, that I can put my hope and trust in Jesus, because I know that he has a plan. And that's a big part of hope. It's putting your trust in Jesus and trusting that he is a bigger, better plan. Nothing is out of God's reach. Nothing is impossible for him. And that's why we can look into the future and say, you know what? Despite my circumstances, despite this situation I see myself in, I can hope for a better day because I know that God is in control, that God has a plan. So I asked this question to Sammy, but I also asked it to Mark, and I asked him the same question. What are you hoping for after lockdown? Go check out what Mark said. Yes, so I am back with Mark from Amongst Wolves. Yeah, particularly Mark, what are you hoping for? Once lockdown's done, what are you excited for in the future? What are your dreams?
I am really excited to get back into school. That might be a completely alien concept for you guys, but I am so excited to get back to doing our old job again. Like we've been getting into YouTube stuff, which has been super fun, and I can't wait to keep doing that as well. But I am super excited to actually get back and do youth work in front of people again.
Yes.
Like, you know, like we say, we love doing this YouTube stuff, but I miss you guys. I miss being in front of people and being able to tell people that Jesus loves them to their face. I am also super excited to go to concerts again. There have been so many good albums that have dropped recently. And so I think the gig scene after lockdown is going to be amazing.
It's going to be insane.
So I can't wait for when I go to my first concert. My Instagram is just going to be flooded with videos and stories and stuff. I'm going to be so excited just to get back in a mosh pit, kick some random people, you know, just nice stuff.
All the good stuff, the good stuff. Anyway, thank you, Mark, for telling us what you're dreaming about, what you're hopeful for in the future.
Thank you for asking me.
Back to me. Yes, thank you, Mark. And I totally agree with what Mark's saying. I cannot wait to go and see some more gigs. Like, I've got one lined up in the future. I'm really hoping it happens. I've completely missed going into concerts, going to an event, completely missed that. And the other thing I've missed, which Mark also said, is seeing people. I love meeting new people. I love going on tour, like Mark was saying, going into schools is so much fun, but we can't do that at the minute, which absolutely sucks. And I've missed that face-to-face contact, meeting new people and meeting up with friends in general. It sucks that we can't do that. And actually, the problem with this pandemic and lockdown and social distance is actually really isolating. And I don't know if you felt this during this time, but felt maybe quite isolated, quite alone, quite separate to everybody else that you know and you love. And I think that is really difficult in lockdown. But another great thing about hope, that this Christian hope that we have that's different from the hope that the world has, is that our hope in Jesus means that actually we can have a relationship with God. That actually, even though we might be on our own, isolated, not being able to see people, there is a God who's right beside us through everything, through those good times and through those bad times, that He is here with us no matter what. That God actually wants a relationship with us, that He loves us that much. But the thing is, we've kind of all messed it up. We've all gone our way. We've all gone our own way, done our own thing. And the Bible calls this sin. And the problem with sin is it separates us from God. I'm going to chat a bit about that later. But let's go way back into week 1, where I asked Gina, what are you hoping for in the future? What are you dreaming for after this pandemic? Check it out. All right, so we are back with Gina. My question for you, Gina, is, in 2 years' time, maybe, when this is all over, what are your dreams?
That's a good question. Well, OTC brought out their first single, actually, didn't they? Like, just before lockdown happened again. It's called I Win. Go check it out if you guys still want to check it out.
Go check it out.
Yeah, all the links will be in our Instagram, which is otc.band. But we've got a load more tracks lined up to come out. So I think just still want to be making music, still want to be writing tracks about Jesus and how Jesus has changed our life and sharing it with you guys. Another thing I'm massively interested in is radio. It's like having conversations with people from all different kinds of walks of life, and kind of giving those people a space to chat and to share their stories. So I'd love to have some kind of like podcast or radio show or something like that. That would be mint.
I love that idea.
Yeah.
So we've got 2 years. What would you love to do in the future? Like, if God had like this amazing, crazy thing and you were like, I'm on board for that, what would it be?
I mean, playing massive gigs again with OTC, that'd be sick. We only kind of did a couple of gigs, so if we got some kind of, you know what, let's go out there. Like, will we get a support slot with Justin Bieber? There we have it. In 2 years might be a push, but that kind of thing, I'd love to be playing big gigs again.
You know what, we're just avoiding mud.
Yeah, literally, we're both in our white trainers as well.
Gina, it's been great hanging out with you.
It's been great hanging out with you, Joe.
It's been so good. We'll see you in a bit. Yes, I loved what Gina said. Ultimately, the pandemic doesn't stop you dreaming, right? All these plans that we've had, all these things that we wanted to do have been cancelled, but one really important thing is not to stop dreaming. Think about those things that you would love to do once the pandemic is over. Maybe think about hobbies you would love to do. Maybe think about like what job you would like to do in the future, or what you would like to study in college or school, or whatever it is. Dream. Don't let all these cancelling of plans stop you from dreaming. What are you really excited about for the future? What can you not wait for? Keep on thinking, keep on dreaming. And actually, what's amazing about our relationship with God, what is amazing about our hope in Jesus, is that we can dream, we can hope, we can have plans and stuff we get excited about. And there's this thing called prayer where we can actually ask God for the things that we want to see happen in our lives. We can ask Him for things that we're scared about. If we've got anxiety or we're scared about something, we can ask Him for His help. If we really want to see something happen in our lives, we can ask God for that to happen. And it might not always happen quite the way that we think, but actually what's amazing about God and a relationship with Him is we can bring all our kind of requests and our questions to Him, and He hears them. He always has an amazing plan for us. Remember this, that ultimately there is a hope through everything. Not wishful thinking. There is a hope in Jesus, who actually, like I mentioned before, we've all rebelled against God, gone our own way, put our two fingers up at Him and said, I don't want anything to do with you, God. But God sent His Son Jesus down to earth. Jesus lived a perfect life. He told some amazing stories, did some amazing miracles, but the most amazing thing He ever did was die on a cross to take the punishment for the things that we've done wrong, so we can be reconnected with God, so we can be reconnected with the very source of life. And actually the story didn't end there, that actually 3 days later Jesus rose from the dead, proving not only that He is God, but when we put our faith and our trust in Him, we get to live life to the full. We get to live life to the absolute max. And that actually when we die, that death is not the last chapter, that we get to spend eternity with God in heaven. That is the ultimate hope. Jesus is the ultimate hope. It means that we can have a relationship with God, the creator of the universe. We just need to take that step and say, you know what, God, I'm tired of living life for myself. I want to put my faith and my trust and my hope in you. There's this verse in the Bible, in a book called Revelation, and it says this. Let me read it quickly. He will wipe every tear from their eyes. There will be no more death or sorrow or crying or pain. All these things are gone forever. One day, there'll be no pain. There'll be no tears. There'll be no death. That actually everyone who says, you know what, God, I want to live life for you and not for myself. Everybody who does that, actually that will happen. One day they'll get to spend eternity with God in heaven. Remember, there is hope. No matter your circumstance, no matter what has happened to you this year, no matter what has happening or happen in the future, there's a God who loves you, and ultimately there is a hope. His name is Jesus. Thank you for joining us in Lockdown Conversations. I've had a great time. Hopefully we'll be back soon. Bye!